Like we've been saying a lot over the last few days, it's an exciting time in WWE again because finally there's just so much going on and a lot to actually speculate and talk about. So today we'll be taking a look at everything going on with Roman Reigns because he has a lot going on. A big main story, a couple of side stories, so much to discuss there. We'll also take a look at how some TikTok stars will play a big role at SummerSlam. For today's question of the day, do you think Naomi should be included in Roman Reigns' story? So let's get into everything and break everything down with Roman Reigns. Let's start off with the Money in the Bank kickoff show and work our way up from there. The kickoff show featured Jimmy and Jay capturing the SmackDown Tag Team titles. This was a big moment because it means that all of the Bloodline members now hold championship gold. We saw a backstage segment where Jimmy and Jay bring the titles back to Roman to show it to him, and he does seem happy, but he doesn't seem to be as excited as they thought he would be. He told them that winning the title was the easiest part, so it appears that Roman was implying that holding on to the titles for a long time is what's really gonna make their reign special and bring more prestige to the title. Sort of like what Roman has done with the Universal title. When Goldberg, Strowman, and The Fiend were all playing hot potato with the Universal title, it didn't really feel like it had the weight of the world title. But after Roman's title reign, you could put up the argument that the Universal title feels like the most important title in WWE, levels ahead of the WWE title. That's just how important Roman Reigns has made the Universal Championship. The historic WWE Championship that has been around forever has been pushed to the side for this 5-year-old championship because it just feels more prestigious right now. That's what Roman Reigns was getting to. That's what he wants Jimmy and Jay to understand and to do with the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The Street Profits, the Dirty Dogs, Ray and Dom all didn't do that with the SmackDown titles and had no memorable feuds and moments as champions. So to Roman, that's what really matters. Winning the titles doesn't really impress Roman. What Jimmy and Jay plan to do during their title run is what's going to impress Roman. Another moment that they received heavy criticism and mixed reactions from was WWE basically winking and acknowledging Jimmy's arrest. Roman Reigns didn't directly mention it, but he turned to Jimmy and said, "And you," while talking about some of their troubles. So fans understood that as a cheeky reference to the DUI situation. Fans were also critical of the fact that Jimmy was awarded with a championship title only days after an arrest. So that's another thing that you usually never see. So that received some backlash online. That brings us to Roman's match versus Edge, where he did come out on top thanks to several interferences and distractions. It's also the first time Roman hasn't won cleanly since April, but all the interferences will play a role in the future of Roman's storyline. Starting with Seth Rollins, Seth vs. Roman has been teased since April, and maybe even earlier than that, but has never happened. Seth has mocked Roman on several occasions. They came face-to-face at Backlash, and now face-to-face again at Money in the Bank. Seth straight up told Roman to his face that he's only champion because of him, and that Edge would have beat him. But we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see Seth versus Roman. Roman will now face John Cena and Seth will face Edge. So that dream match will have to wait a little bit longer. Roman will enter a program with John Cena that will start this week and end towards SummerSlam. Roman is still expected to come out on top of that match, especially with the Seth Rollins seeds already being planted. Seth may be next in line for Roman come September. Seth has been trying to come after the Universal title but has been cut in line by Edge and John Cena. You know, he can't be happy about that and will likely come for Roman in the fall. But now let's talk about one extremely exciting trade. Naomi is reportedly on her way to SmackDown, and this move can also have a great impact to Roman's story. Is it time that we see the popular fan theory of Naomi joining the Bloodline? She's not Roman's direct family, but she's part of the family through marriage with Jimmy, so it makes sense for her to be pulled into this entire situation, especially since she's now on SmackDown. Roman will likely step in if Naomi tries pulling Jimmy out of this entire mess. Maybe in the process of trying to pull Jimmy out, Naomi gets stuck into the drama herself. which necessarily won't be a bad thing at all. This is actually what everyone hopes to see and wishes what will happen for Naomi. Naomi is a great babyface, extremely easy to get behind, and has had a massive fan base. But imagine turning her heel, aligning with the bloodline, having her go after Bianca Belair, win the SmackDown Women's title, and bring it back to the bloodline. Talk about a complete domination of SmackDown. All Roman would be missing is the Intercontinental title, and then he legitimately runs the whole show. Heel Naomi under the bloodline would be just amazing to see. We actually haven't seen a heel Naomi since probably around 2015 with Team Bad. So a heel turn for Naomi is well overdue, and what better way to have it happen than with Roman Reigns? Roman's whole story with Jimmy and Jay was how no one cared for them. They were getting misused, and how fans couldn't even tell them apart. Naomi's recent usage sort of falls into that whole same narrative. She's been lost in the shuffle for years and hasn't been near the title picture for a long time as well. So having Roman break Naomi down but ultimately lead her back to the SmackDown title would be amazing for Naomi. The reasoning for Naomi moving to SmackDown is so that she can be with her husband, since WWE is back on the road full time. So Naomi will be on SmackDown. The only thing left to wonder about is if she actually aligns with Roman Reigns on screen. So be on the lookout for that. Roman's story could be getting some exciting side stories here for sure. A lot of wrestling fans and just people in general dislike TikTok for their own personal reasons. But one thing you can't deny is just the overall power of TikTok. It's no doubt the strongest and most powerful social media platform out here currently. Twitter, Instagram, yeah, they're all great, but nothing really comes close to the volume of people on TikTok, especially the younger generation. They're not really watching that much TV anymore. They most likely spend more time on TikTok. Same goes for even the older generations. It looks like WWE has taken a note of that and has partnered with TikTok for a SummerSlam competition. WWE will be selecting 2 TikTok stars to come to SummerSlam to be special guest ring announcers. It won't be 2 random stars. It'll be the 2 winners that will be carefully selected and have the best TikTok submissions for the contest that they are running. So again, it seems like a great promotion way for WWE to get the word out about SummerSlam through this competition. The more TikTok users send in submissions, the more other users will see it and probably be more aware of the SummerSlam event itself. So it is a genius marketing idea and advertising move for WWE when you look at it like that. So we'll see what winners come out of that contest. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with Roman Reigns, Naomi, and the TikTok competition? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.